to show the heart of man is so full of hate. Let's make a change before it's too late. Too much killing, too much blood spilling. Each and every morning, it's weeping and mourning. We've got to stop all the crimes, erase the violence, let our voice be heard. We can't sit in silence. The hope of tomorrow is in no use today. We've got to live in love. Crime and violence don't pay.
Hello again, and this time of the morning we are in our cup chat segment, and this morning we are going to be speaking on the topic safeguarding our communities, combating theft, Praedial Larceny, and crimes against persons. And we are joined this morning in studio by Corporal Kevron Jack of the South Central Division and Assistant Superintendent Ashlyn Bristol, also of the South Central Division. Good morning to you, officers.
Pleasant good morning.
Pleasant good morning.
How are you feeling this morning?
I'm pretty good. Pretty good this morning.
Okay.
Up and about. And I must add a pleasant good morning to the Commissioner of Police, Mr. Enville Williams, and his staff, Deputy Commissioner, Mr. Frankie Brown, Assistant Commissioners, especially Mr. Trevor Bailey, the officer in charge of crime, ACP Samuel, Benjamin, and Ballantyne. And also, I cannot forget the hard-working staff of South Central Division. Pleasant good morning to you all.
So, Corporal Jack, how are you?
I'm feeling blessed. Actually, my first time in the studio, so I'm very grateful for the opportunity.
First time on radio?
Yes, please.
All right. Not a thing to be nervous about, okay?
No, well, I'm glad for the opportunity.
Okay, great.
Both of you came from the Windward side this morning. You came from the Windward side. You came from the Windward side as well? Yeah. How was the Windward side? And what was it? When was the last time you were on this side of the country?
Well, for me, I normally patrol the division. So about 3 days ago, I was up and about within Kittle's Camden Park district. Okay. But the Windward side this morning was pretty good. The morning was warm, sun came up as usual, and the traffic, we head out early to be here on time, so the traffic we were not affected by it this morning.
Okay.
All right, so let us know, South Central Division, what communities are in this division?
Okay, there are, if we look at policing aspect of it, there are several communities. We have the Calico Division, which is basically the central division, the central community within that division. We have Stubbs, Mesopotamia, we have Bayabu, and not forgetting that eastern side of the division, which housed the Argyle International Airport.
It's a very big division because you're stretching into Messville.
That's right. We covered Messville as well, Annisville, the tourism pub, Villa District, Ratamill. It's a very large division. Speaks for itself.
And how is it managing this division for you and your officers?
Yes. I must add that the superintendent in charge, Mr. Francis, pleasant good morning to you as well. He is the divisional commander at present. I am the second person in charge of that division, South Central Division. And this division is basically designed from onset in different sections. There are 4 police stations. There are an Argyle output unit that is based at the Argyle International Airport. So we have posts who's stationed at that particular post to manage that particular area. We also have a Glen outpost unit which do patrols within that division. So in so saying, we also have various staffing to manage the division. We have um, an inspector of police, which is basically housed at the main area within that division, which is the Caliper Police Station, Inspector Matthews. We have a station sergeant, so we look at the human resource, which is at the Bayabo Police Station, and there are several station sergeants which also manage individual stations and outpost units within the South Central Division.
All right. How long have you been assigned to the Southern Division, South Central Division?
Well, this will be going to 4 years now.
Okay. And how have you found being within this division, especially since it's such a large division? In terms of the workload, how has that been? Do you find it challenging or?
Yes, it could be a little challenging, but I work at, we have the normal outstation and the steady department. So my section work is more to steady department. So we have a good bit of staff that we overcome the problem that we face.
Okay.
Which of the crimes that we'll be talking about this morning, so regular theft, agricultural theft, and crimes against persons, well, maybe there are others, which of these is the most common in the South Central Division?
Well, the most common crimes, most occurring crimes within the South Central Division. I must highlight first how we record our crimes. And I have some, I want you to bear with me, I have some stats to present so you can get, the listeners to get a clear view of what's happening in South Central Division. But the most common crimes we looked at that occur is basically theft and burglary. Right? I mentioned earlier there are 4 stations, right? So if we're gonna cover South Central Division, I will quickly touch on each station and how these crimes occur, and we'll see the percentage of theft and burglary that comes out during a year period. All right. So as I said, bear with me. So we're looking at crimes. I'm going back a little to 2024. So we're looking at crimes, and these stats came from our crime register at individual stations, right? So we looked at stubs, and we're seeing that within 2024, there was 144 reported crimes. If we look at from yesterday's date, when this stats was pulled, we have 132 crimes reported at the South Police Station. This present year, doing a comparison, we have 109 crimes reported. So we can see there was a deduction thus far from 2024 to now in relation to crimes reported, which was 23. We zero down from the 132 theft occurring in 2024, 19, burglary, 16, and so forth. Comparison to 2025, the amount of theft, as I said, was 19, and now in 2025, there is 9 theft reported. So we see a vast decrease, which is very good. In relation to burglary, there was 19 reported crimes of burglary within our district of Stubbs, and with those 19 burglary, 9 of those in 2025. So we also see a decrease. I'm not going to individual station, but I'm just going to highlight the comparison of crimes from the other stations so you could get an idea. And from our stats within the South Central Division, we are basically seeing a decrease in crime occurring, comparing 2024, which is last year, to this year. So I touched briefly on Calico. We're looking at the Calico Police Station. Crimes reported 207. For this year, we have 324. So we see a vast reduction at this point of 83 crimes. Mespo Police Station, we're looking at 151 from last year, 2024, this present time to this present time this year, we're looking at 116. So we also see a reduction of 35. So we see that the men and the staff, we are making an effort within the South Central Division. And I'm gonna lastly touch on the Bible Police Station. This is the touchy station when it comes to Praedial Larceny and so forth. This is basically Bible cover the farming district within the South Central Division. And the crime reflect will show as well. And even though that may be the case, there are also a reduction in the crimes reported. So for the Bible Police Station, the crime reported in 2024 was 177 crimes, and to the present date, is 96 crimes reported. So we're looking at a reduction of 81 crimes, which is basically speak for itself as a reduction. And remember, I mentioned Bible Police Station, so I want to highlight to the listeners that Praedial Larceny is a touchy issue within that division. You see parcels report theft of animals and crops and so forth. So I zeroed in the stats so you could get a true picture of what's happening in that particular district. As I said, that is the main farming district within our division. So in relation to Praedial Larceny, we have theft, and it is classified as theft. So you're going to get the offenses of the theft of livestock and the theft of crops from the offense of theft. So we have in 2024 theft, which is 33 reported theft. And of those 33 in 2024, look at the figures, we have 24, which is considered effects on farmers and so forth. And in this year, we have 11 theft reported in the Bible district, and those that affect farmers, we have 11. So you see the figures that shows of concern when it comes to theft of livestock and crops within the Bible Police Station and also the South Central Division. So that gives us a clear picture of what's happening and our crime situation within our division. And in summarizing the whole stats that I present to the listeners this morning is that there is indeed a true picture of a reduction in crime within South Central Division.
What would you attribute to the reason for there being a reduction, though?
Well, number one, as I just did, we looked at what happened the previous year, and we put measures in place to combat those occurrences of crime, such as patrols. We will station Sergeant Morris within that division will keep contact with farmers. So you try to channel your energy in relation to what's happened then, and then put resources in place to prevent the occurrence to be seen. And we do have meetings, and we basically empower our staff to go forward. And we looked at not just crime in general, there are different aspects of crime, but we looked at the aspect of basically reaching out to parcels and letting parcels know that the police are here. And that has been happening, and I believe that is one of the contributors to the reduction of crime. Besides the patrol, the presence of the police, and just keeping contact with citizens who are affected and giving them preventative measures, show them how to protect their places and so forth. And in so doing, we basically reap the benefit of having a reduction thus far.
I noticed when Superintendent Francis, is Constant Francis, right?
Yes, yes.
When he took up the post of what you call the superintendent for the division? I don't know how to
He's
phrase
the
it.
divisional commander.
Right.
Of South Central Division.
So divisional commander. I noticed I only noticed one post. I'm not sure what else was happening, but when he assumed that post, he did an outreach with the Calico school. So what other outreach programs have been happening within that community? Not just with him as commander, but with the other officers as well. What other outreach programs have been happening within the community?
Okay.
Well, the division, not community, division.
The division on a whole.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, what I could add is that the police basically been active in reaching out to different community groups. You mentioned the schools. That's what we do. We had interact and secure different sporting activities, and in so doing, you will go to the school, speak to the principal, let them know what's happening and so forth. They share the concern with you. Maybe minor issues like loiterers, possible smoking, and close to the school and so forth. So that communication is there. What we encourage officers to do in South Central Division is to get involved in different groups within the individual station. As we know, the division is big. And one of the groups, or most of the groups that we targeted are neighborhood groups. I could mention two groups which the police are actively involved in. One is the Villa neighborhood group, and that group is very important. It's along the tourism belt, the Villa district, Indian Bay, Villa Beach, and because of that camaraderie with the officers, persons who are members of that group, once they see something that is questionable, something that is out the way, they will contact the police. Simpler things such as loud music, because it's a nuisance when it comes to persons coming home to rest and so forth. Minor issues. So we have that communication with different groups. We could mention another group that we are actively involved in is that the neighborhood watch group in Prospect. We had an incident recently where there was a mental ill person, and it was causing a lot of inconvenience to persons who coming out on morning, stopping at the bus stop to get their transportation to go at their various destination. And we intervened because that communication was there. They were able to relate directly to the police and got quick response, and we were able to apprehend that person and take the person for mental assistance and so forth by the doctor and by the mental health. So I say, and I could testify now, that the police within the South Central Division are involved in different community activities in fostering the communication, because we don't want that we be in one corner and they be on the other side, and then something happen, and then we start to share the aspect of if we did know. You understand? We have the line of communication open.
Yeah, if I could recall, I believe it's last year we had a police walk where from the Commission of Police and the higher rank and South Central we went up Chapins and just patrol the area, communicate, talk to the the guys on the block, parent. So that was a good thing we did up Chapins.
Okay.
And a lot of people came out, they share their views.
So it's going to happen again? It's going to be a frequent
Yes.
activity?
Yes.
Okay.
What do you classify as crimes against persons? I just found it a little interesting. What would be the types of crimes that would fall under that category?
Well, basically, crime against persons is basically crime that affect the individual. I mean, I own a home, Yes, you broke into my home, but it's against me. Crimes such as burglary, crimes such as robbery, for reference, might be going down the road, have a bag over your shoulder, somebody pull your bag and run. There's an offense of theft. Similar example, you might be leaving the beach, you might be a little late. Somebody take the opportunity and maybe have a weapon pointed at you and demand what you have. There is a offense of robbery. So I will say basically an offense that occur that affect an individual in some way or the other.
Okay. What advice would you give to persons who are patronizing, well, as you made mention, the tourism belt, right? So we know that in the Villa area in particular, persons tend to frequent that area on a well, on a weekend in particular, from so starting from Friday right into the weekend. So you have persons who are not residing within this division, but who are visiting this division because they patronize and need several businesses there. In with regards to that strip in particular, what advice would you give to persons generally to be able to secure themselves as they patronize the different businesses that are along that strip?
Well, one thing you could advise them that be in crowd, because
Be in a crowd?
be in a crowd.
Okay.
Because if the villa area, because people tend to just walk from the jet area straight out to the beach, sometimes by themselves. And that area, sometimes when you reach certain blue, a dark area. Because for one instance, I could recall that a visitor was walking going out and somebody just passed and just snatched the bag and run. So tend to be in a crowd to avoid people approaching them.
I must add, there must be some form of self-awareness. Yes, you're going on the beach. Obviously, you will have your valuables, your cell phone, maybe a headphone, headset, and you're going to enjoy yourself. But something you must put to your back of your mind. Whenever you go in at any function, it might not just be a beach, it might be a supermarket. Secure your valuables. If you're going on in the water, you might be alone. Nothing wrong in touching the person who's lying on a towel next to you and say, "I'm going in the sea. There's my cell phone. Take a look at it for me." So just be aware of your environment. Know what you have, and know where you are, because most persons who come Villa Beach, as you said, they are not living in the district. They just go to enjoy the sea because wherever they may live in may have rough beaches and so forth. So just know that you're an individual, you're an adult, and you have to be responsible as well. Yes, there might be a flip side with it, that in the event that an offense happened to you, the police are there to protect you. But use proactive measures personally. All right. So that's my advice.
And what about the securing of vehicles? Because we tend to find that where some businesses are located, vehicles end up parking in the road, right? So what would you say to persons who are patronizing businesses and they have to, well, because there's lack of adequate parking, they end up parking in the road or wherever it is they choose to park? What would you advise persons there?
Well, we have to basically be a brother's keeper. Whenever we do anything, there's a flip side to it. You park in the road, somebody want to go out, obviously, you gone on the beach, they can't find the driver, so they're gonna call the police. All right? And the traffic aspect will come in. If you hinder the free flow of the traffic, that is an offense. And we have to be real. You understand? Nothing wrong. Yes, the beach is here. You might want to park here. But what about parking higher up? So I will encourage persons who using the beach, have a heart. You understand? Use your own instinct. See who your action going to offend and do otherwise. And on that aspect of vehicle, there's a touchy issue that is ongoing within the Villa and Indian Bay district. we at the Calico police station receive numerous calls when it comes to loud music. And we are stating it here this morning that persons who use these beaches are not from the district, right? And when you come to enjoy yourself, you open your car doors, you play on your loud music, it's gonna offend people. It's affecting persons who are elderly, who are living close by, is a residential area. So I encourage persons who did it before, don't do it again. And who have intention to do it and who believe it's good, you're gonna enjoy yourself, we're gonna drink something, it's your birthday, I'm on the beach, please desist from doing so. We are not telling you don't play music, but you must be able to play it that it will not affect nobody else. All right.
But even with that, though, do you do frequent patrols during the day at the beach area itself, and even in the night when so you know that there's different businesses like moonshine, etc., where
That's right.
they're located. Do you do patrols in the night whenever you see that there are a lot of vehicles or a lot of persons are patronizing those businesses, so as to be able to direct the flow of traffic and that sort of thing? So for the beach and for that particular spot, how frequently do you do patrols?
Well, I will say on a daily basis, there's a patrol team, Sergeant Archibald from the Glen Mobile. There are also patrol team from the Calico police station. And on a daily basis, we do patrol. We do different type of patrols, all right? We do foot patrols within that tourism belt. We ensure that police are on the ground, especially, as you mentioned, the late hours when persons leave work and come in just to have a drink and go. Just like, for instance, Fridays and Saturdays, mainly, when those areas are highly populated. We also, now the tourist season start, I must mention this, we have a regular foot patrol in place. It's happened, well, between 8 and say 5 p.m. We have that within the Villa and Indian Bay beach area. We also have assistance in relation to that from the tourist police. Those are their responsibilities. So we at the Calico police station will fit in and increase the staff in there, because from time to time you will have a little hiccups when persons want to vendor on the beach and so forth, you know. But the aspect of patrolling still stands. That is our mandate from the superintendent down, and the staff know that that is basically a requirement. And you mentioned the aspect of Villa Indian Bay area. When we do patrols, this is one of the reasons why we are able to know the nuisance when it comes to loud music. Because sometimes citizens residents who live within that area don't call the police. The police will be patrolling and they will meet someone, doing otherwise, maybe playing loud music, maybe cutting coconut on the beach, something of that sort, minor. And then we'll be able to know that if we don't nick it in the bud now, we're gonna come on an issue. So that is why we recognize, because of our patrol teams and so forth that exist.
Okay, so I'd like us to take an ad break here. When we come back, we'll open the lines for listeners to call with their questions or comments, and of course, we'll continue with our questioning.
If you're working for a while, come by Cots and make you smile. Cots Black Friday come around. We are the best prices in town. Black Friday starts now at Cots. Yeah, it's back. Cots Black Friday. I tell you, hurry fast. Traffic on the highway. You know we got unbeatable prices. And furniture, electronics, and appliances. Are you coming? Say yeah. Weekly prices. Biggest and best deals of this season. Shop and credit to it big. And pen nothing until next year, January. Clock out and come down to Coats. Cots already load. Cots already load. Friday start. Cots already load. And go when the Friday come out.
Flow customers, you've been with us. You've stayed connected. And now, loyalty pays back. At Flow, we're rewarding our customers with a free Samsung Galaxy smartphone. That's like 5 months off your mobile bill back in your pocket. Back to you. Simply add mobile to your current home internet plan and claim your free Samsung Galaxy smartphone today. At Flow, loyalty pays back. That's how we keep your rhythm flowing.
At Lynch Caribbean, yes, we offer comprehensive insurance solutions and broking. But we are more than an insurance broker. We drill down to your core business strategy. We keep a pulse on risk to keep your operations healthy.
On your mark, get set.
Along the way, helping you to drive competitive advantages. At Lynch Caribbean, we have your back. Contact us today for insurance solutions, strategic risk advisory, and more. Call 453-3300. Email info@lynchcaribbean.com or visit our office in Beachmont, Kingstown. Follow Lynch Caribbean SVG on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, or visit www.lynchcaribbean.com.
Have you ever heard about Logs Cash and Carry? Well, let me tell you, Logs Cash and Carry provides retail products at affordable prices, making them competitive with major supermarkets. Logs Cash and Carry also provide wholesale on some products, mainly from Log Enterprises. You can get toiletries, cleaning supplies, shortening, margarine, wholesale drinks, and canned goods at competitive prices. Logs Cash and Carry is located at the top of Fountain Stretch, VG Highway. Our opening hours are Mondays to Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Logs Cash and Carry. We look forward to serving you.
Do you spin a dial to make a call on your rotary phone from the 60s?
No.
Are you driving an unreliable and risky automobile made in the 1900s?
Of course not.
Are you still fiddling with an antenna to get good signal on your black and white television from the 20s?
Really?
Then why are you still stuck in the past, sitting on an unintelligent 1930s design toilet? That's right, 1930s design. What does your bathroom say about you? Don't get left behind. The future is now. Be smart. Be progressive. Get yourself a smart toilet seat or a complete toilet today at one of our 4 authorized hardware stores. General Hardware, Gibson's Building Supplies, Lane's Hardware, or Miners Hardware. For more information, you can call us at 457-1703 or visit our website, justwashit.vc.
WEFM, the clean, fresh sound.
Cop Chat. You've got questions for the police? They're here to give you the answers on WEFM 99.9.
The world has become such a cruel place. Something is wrong with the human race. Preacher man say it's wonders and signs. We are living in the end of times. Where is the love we once used to know? Where is the kindness we used to show? The heart of man is so full of hate. Let's make a change before it's too late. Too much killing, too much blood spilling. Each and every morning, it's weeping and mourning. We've got to stop all the crimes, erase the violence, let our voice be heard. We can't sit in silence. The hope of tomorrow is in our use today. We've got to live in love. Crime and violence don't pay.
We are back with our Cup Chat discussion this morning, and we're speaking with Corporal Kevron Jack and Assistant Superintendent Ashlyn Bristol of the South Central Division. And the topic is safeguarding communities, combating theft, Praedial Larceny, and crimes against persons. If you have questions for the officers, the lines are now open. You can give us a call using 457-9997, and that is through WhatsApp or the landline, and you'll get your questions out. And we have a call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Roleza and the Superintendent of Police and the rest of panelists. Am I right when I say the Superintendent of Police?
Assistant Superintendent and a
Well, it
corporal.
come like the same thing. Police is a police. But, officer, I want to ask a question. Two questions I want to ask. Now, you say, well, the crime go down from, I think, what, 2024. It go down from 28, from 24 or 28 around it to 11%. And if it's percent, I right to call it percentage. But you didn't mention, if a crime go down, you didn't mention how much arrested you make within that 28 or 24 buggery. Praedial Larceny thing. And then the next question for me is the music. They say a lot of policemen own a set of vans. But them said that driving them. And I wanted to check staff and the drivers and them. So I'm like, I come from church Saturday. And boy, I telling you, is a ignorant, not being ignorant to this music thing. You can't listen, nobody calling the phone, you can't hear. You can't hear nothing. You cut off on me wall. And this young fella and girl with this ignorant, and I know you have a line play. That with this music thing. But how are allowing this music thing to get I mean to say all in the here and there all about the place. But at least somebody could do something better than that. Because I telling your partner, this music is really, really ignorant and stupid. Maybe one or two of the young men might want to enjoy it with them, but you have to consider that the young people don't ride in the vehicle. And this kind of thing. So I want to know how this music gets out of hand. So you had busting, and you can't tell the conductor and driver to sing it down because they don't want to put you out. And they embarrass you.
All right, Stephen, you're gonna step in.
Ignore you.
Stephen, you're gonna have to listen off here now, okay?
Yes.
All right. So all right, go ahead.
Okay. Yes, thanks, caller. Thanks for your contribution. Saying really that's presented. Arrests were made, but I cannot give a figure at this moment. But there were arrests made within theft, burglary, all the offenses that were mentioned. In relation to the loud music, as I mentioned before, the music, when it's related to vehicle, we have been proactive within the Villa and the Indian Bay district, trying to combat that's been happening within the South Central Division. In relation to the loud music in vans, I personally could say I the public transport, and at times I will have to stand up and say openly with a van full of people that this is wrong. Driver, turn down the music. And they respond on a personal level, which I will hear is, officer in the van, turn down the music. That's from the conductor to the driver. So I've been affected as well. And loud music can affect your health. The traffic department is basically trying their best to come back. We know within the Kingstown district, you will not get that problem greatly. But once they hit Sign Hill going out, the passengers will feel the blunt and the effect of loud music. But we have the power. And just like I did, you can do it as the same. I know the law is in place to deal with that, but we have to start at every stage to combat loud music. So I will, at this point, encourage, don't make it the police business alone. Remember, we're still doing community policing. I will encourage those persons who operate omnibus to be mindful. This caller have issues, other persons have issues. Your loud music basically affecting persons. When you're home, in your own space, you could do your thing, but respect other person's space.
All right. Now, what are some of the common methods that offenders use? Or what have you noticed that they have been using? What has been reported that they have been using when they're committing these offenses. Well, committing the various offenses: theft, praedial larceny, crimes against people, and so on.
Well, we have a term that we use as directive. We just go on the land and just take whatever they feel like. So that's just a method directive. You have authorized access. They will look for, so no, like your property will be fenced. So they look for area that they can cut out, unsecured area. Even your storeroom, you might pass your window open. These are the points that they normally use to enter the storerooms, especially in terms of like burglary. You might see like citizens, they might have foreigners, especially for medical students who came into the country. They might rent house and hotel. And normally, climate changes. People go say, oh, place hot. So normally they go leave the window open. But offenders nowadays, they going around, they scoping the areas. So they looking how you operate day and night.
Okay, so you could finish that point in a bit, and let me just take this call quickly. I think this might be last call on the program. Hi, caller. Good morning.
President, good morning to the station and officer.
Yes, good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
I think power amplifying music in a public transportation where you have to pay your money is absolutely, totally ignorant to be allowed. I think power amplifying music, you see the power amplified music, power amps in each vehicle should never be allowed in this country. And if we have a noise act law many years ago to now, why, you know, see what ABC means a lot against it, because I can't see why we had to wait till somebody had to injure somebody for not paying the minivan them. When I step out the van and I realize that you're making noise in my head and you refuse to pay for your service. Because you're making noise in my head with the power amplifying music and it's garbage then. The music that they're playing, the lyrics, edifying no one. It's absolutely not educating no one. So I thought that we should, the police department, the traffic branch department, should not allow the government to pass a law to take out the power amplifying music out of each vehicle.
Yes.
All right, caller.
The tourists and them just come to see this and they don't make noise in the tourists. When the tourists van and them a pass with a load of tourists in, you don't hear no noise, so I'm so my money, even though me thief my money.
Yes.
Me pay.
Yes.
So at least you should have some respect for the. I mean, when they say it's for young people, a baby no born, yeah.
I understand.
Is that easy?
All right, caller, we press for time, but I think the essence of your point has been made. All right, so caller, caller.
Church and they making a yeah, big respect anyhow.
All right, thank you. Okay,
Thanks.
All right, so you can finish the points on common methods.
Yes, as I was saying, in respect of the burglary situation, foreigners who come to our countries, they will try to adapt our lifestyle. So normally they rent houses, apartment. Their climate change might be different too because down the place might heated. So tenants, you might see them nighttime to go sleep, window open. That is one of the main problems. Because the offenders nowadays, especially if your window have burglar bar, they will use sticks and fish out anything that could get from the window. Might 10 feet high, but the offenders will look for ladders, reach up to the window. So one of the key things is to secure your window. Don't leave your windows open at night.
Okay.
All right. All right, so I guess from here we could probably go into some other safety measures or security tips that persons can use to secure their property and their person as well.
Okay. We, within the South Central Division and also the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force, have a mandate when it comes to securing life and property. Seasonal, such as Christmas, Carnival, we will have crime tips, whistle stop, promotions, and so forth. But in our everyday life, we must be able to know that security is a must. And it's not just an aspect of the police, it's an everybody thing, right? And we must bear in mind that there are different aspects of security we need to be aware of. When we're dealing with livestock, nothing wrong in marking your animals, photographing them, giving them little code when you're feeding them and so forth. And I believe the ABC of investigation could be related to the ABC of security. Don't assume anything, don't believe nothing, and check everything. For example, you live in home, you believe, you forget. That is a no-no. You go back and you check it, you make sure it's locked, you make sure it's secure. All right? There are different methods we could use in securing our property. And I will say persons will invest 200 and something thousand dollars to buy a property or build a home. And at the end of the day, they fail to secure same. What about fencing, proper lighting, burglar bar, cameras? I mean, we may not be the richest person, but put something in place that you could secure property to eliminate the aspect of burglary. And then we in the South Central Division could see a reduction in 2026. I must encourage persons this political season as it climax, when you live in your home, bear in mind that security is on you as well. Nothing wrong in going to support your political party, but if you know there will be no one home, touch base with your neighbor, make a call. I leave on my, take a look for me. If you hear my dog bark, look out, give me a call, tell me something. So you're gonna communicate. You understand there is aspect of security as well. I will stress the aspect of personal security and business. Sometimes we know we have business and we might also see no need, it's night. Once I lock my door, it's okay. I come back in the morning and I open. What about China security firm? Be a little, but you will know for sure that from 6 p.m. till the 6 in the morning when you come back, that's your business is secure. At least someone will be on the ground to alert you. In sharing security tips as well, I will voice the sentiments of the Commissioner of Police, Mr. Enville Williams, and say to the citizens of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, with this political season, please, I urge everyone, including myself, let us keep it clean, respectful, violence-free, and let us support whatever party we have to support. And remember, the laws of St. Vincent and the Grenadines still stand. The police are on the ground. And if you commit yourself in any way, we have to do what we have to do. You will be arrested. You will be charged. So prevent all these. Let us love one another in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Support your party and violence-free.
All right.
Any final words from you, Corporal Jack?
Well, yes, the touch up point with the safety tip. And from my experience, most of the business owners and houses will have the CCTV cameras. But I just advise that sometime when you install CCTV cameras, it's good to have an alarm system with it something. Because the offenders, them nowadays, they're very smart. Although you have your CCTV cameras covering up the face and the went, but sometimes when the alarm went off, you get a lot to your neighbors. That's something to your property. So there's one thing I just advise people, they could get an alarm system to their house. is more better.
All right. And with that, we have come to the end of our interview. That's the end of our Cup Chat discussion this morning, speaking with Corporal Kevron Jack and Assistant Superintendent Ashlyn Bristol of the South Central Division on safeguarding communities, combating theft, Praedial Larceny, and crimes against persons. Thank you for joining us this morning. I hope your first radio interview went well and you are excited for another one. And all the best in your duties.
Yes, thank you very much.